All right. So I like to consolidate the doubters of different cryptocurrencies, of honestly crypto in general. But when I talk about XRP, I see the doubters in my comment section. I see the doubters that are out there when, they're not responding to me. They're just doubting cryptocurrency. And I want to put them into two kind of broader categories. People that are invested into a cryptocurrency that doesn't like the cryptocurrency that you're talking about, and traditionalists, because I've grown to see this traditionalist side of investors, you know, be more outspoken, especially about what they know and love. You ever hear music nowadays and you're like, our music is better. Our music is just so much better. It just hits the soul better. It feels better. It puts you in a better spot, right? I've been there, right? I like my music as well as the music from before my time. And I listen to all that stuff. But then today's music, not all of it, right? There's so much out there, and maybe a lot of it is not for me. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, I feel like there are the same type of people that are spewing the same nonsense. People like Dave Ramsey, who comes out constantly and talks about something that he doesn't understand and says that it's crap. There are many ways to make money, there are many ways to become wealthy, and there are many different sectors to be involved in. But to call something crap just because you don't understand it and it's not your way of making money, it's not your way of growing your wealth and portfolio, it doesn't mean that you need to call it crap. So before we get into this video, I want to talk about XRP and I want to talk about the kind of shift slightly that Dave Ramsey has had, but how are we supposed to look at him and go, oh, you know what? You're going to say that this is crap for such a long time, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, well, I think it could be something bigger. It's like, what? You can't, you got to stand on business. Like at that point, you have to stand on business. If you're wrong, say that you're wrong, but you got to say that in the past, you were wrong. And you were wrong for a very long time before you get to, hey, this is going to be a lot bigger. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon at Perry8K, you can follow me over there. Don't forget about my link for BTCC if you guys want to sign up for a platform where you can trade, leverage trade, demo trade cryptocurrency. Feel free to check out BTCC down below. If you specifically use my link, you will get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. And don't forget about the giveaway that they are doing of 1,500 USDT, split between 3 people. So if you guys want to get involved with that, you have to sign up, deposit, and trade within the date of September 2nd to September 16th. If you miss that date, I apologize, but you won't be entered in that giveaway. However, you can still get the 10% deposit bonus and all of that stuff. So feel free to check it out. Link is at the bottom of at the top of the description. But this was interesting, right? I looked at this, and this was from 4 years ago, where you have Dave Ramsey that kind of attacks crypto and just gives his opinion of cryptocurrency. Now, even before that, you're looking at many comments that he's made about crypto being crap, about people not investing into it. We're talking about Bitcoin being at like $500, at $400, and he's sitting there saying, no, don't get into that. You're going to lose all your money. You should sell then. And if those people listen to him, which a lot of people do, you wouldn't have had what you would have today as Bitcoin rises. We know for sure that there are ebbs and flows to the market, right? And if we're seeing those flows where it's up to 20,000, back down to 2,000, up to 60,000, back down to 17,000, up to 100,000, right? If you're seeing that movement, but then you look at it, zoom out and you look at it and it's progressively increasing, like how can you say that it's not a good market? I guess he doesn't believe in gold either, which is crazy. So let's watch this really quick. So I actually couldn't show the clip that I was watching, but I'm gonna do a reenactment of that clip because Dave Ramsey, you have Dr. Phil, you have other people that just don't like when people monetize on what they have as content. But I'm gonna comment on it anyways, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a reenactment of exactly what was said in that video, and then we'll have my response afterwards. So what makes you not want to invest into cryptocurrency and follow the trend? Well, it's all just a bunch of crap, and you shouldn't be investing in that stuff.
That's just a bunch of crap. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. It's all a get rich quick scheme that everybody is just trying to do to get rich. It's a bunch of crap, and you should just not invest into it.
That's just a bunch of crap. But it
See, I don't think he actually does. That's the thing, is that he's saying that all of this is just a get rich quick type of thing. However, it's completely different than the way that he's explaining it, because when you look at cryptocurrency and when you break down all of the top currencies in the way that we're trying to see it be used, in the way that we're trying to fight the banking system, right? The traditional banking system, which is what he's used to. It's kind of tearing that entire model down from what he knows. And just because he doesn't know what this is, he's going to say it's crap, right? I understand the basics of it, but you don't understand the more complex measures of it, complex things that are happening behind the scenes in front of your face, honestly, if you would just read into it. But since he's making all of his money from this one thing or from these things that he's doing, why move from a different model? Why not just say that? Instead of saying, don't invest your money here because I don't really know about it and I can't really tell you, where to go if I don't understand it. He just goes, don't invest into these plays, into this market because it's a bunch of crap, right? Because you don't understand it. Right? That's basically what it is. So then he turns around and has something like this where and this may be 6 minutes long. I don't think I'm going to go through the entire thing. I think we're just going to watch a little bit of it.
I don't know if that's changed at all. I mean, I believe the Trump administration just put some into what is it, the reserve, Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, and is it XRP?
Yep.
And I'm just curious. That the space just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and evolving, and more people are taking it seriously. I was just curious.
I think it's going to continue to get bigger, and I think it's going to continue to get better. And it's going to continue to stabilize. I mean, it was a volatile Wild Wild West crap show for a long time. And it kind of still is, really. But it's not nearly as bad as it was when we first started talking about the subject.
So like just that basic information, right? Just that right there. It tells you that he didn't know what it is. He still probably doesn't know as much as he should know. And maybe, just maybe, behind the scenes, he has some sort of investment into crypto because he sees the level of which it has grown. I don't understand how you can go this long seeing Bitcoin hit certain levels, seeing what they're looking to do with things like XRP, with what they're looking to do, with Solana, with the movement that's happening, with the conversations within government, within banks, within institutions and individuals and exchanges going public and all of these things. And you say that Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP is a load of crap. Like, honestly, it's just mind blowing. It's mind boggling to me. That's just like, why do you think this way and then not stand on business or be held accountable in any way? Like, hold yourself accountable and go, okay, I was wrong, right? This should be looked at as what the internet was and all the businesses that were being created, and those businesses were looked at as failure businesses until all of a sudden technology, we had the tech boom and we have everything absolutely exploding and newer things that are being developed and Internet of Things and all of this stuff. Like, why can't you look at it that way? Maybe, just maybe, it's because these traditionalists that are stuck in their own ways, they don't want the younger generation to become wealthy from something that they don't understand. Because by the time that they're in the dirt, by the time that they're, like, I don't want to sound harsh by saying in the dirt, by the time that they're dead, or that's even worse, by the time that they're gone, and even when we're gone, there's going to be a completely different model, completely different way to make money, sustain money, to have different businesses, AI and just everything that we may not understand fully. But as long as you're willing to accept that you don't understand it, and maybe you're willing to learn a little bit, at least to say, yeah, there could be money here, right? There could be a business here. There could be life. There could be something that can sustain families off of, right? A complete sector. Then, you can think differently. You can feel better about leaving this earth knowing that, you know, you have something else that's gonna develop, and new businesses and new legislation and regulation and all of that stuff. So it shows, right? And he may have that boomer mentality, right? Where he's like, I'm not willing to change. I don't want to accept change. And that's again what I'm seeing. These doubters are not necessarily just people that don't believe in XRP. These doubters are not just people that don't believe in Jasmine Coin. These doubters may be on the other side because they're listening to people like Dave Ramsey, because they're listening to people like Warren Buffett. Great to see that, you know, Warren Buffett has success, but there's not one way to make money in this world. There's not one way to have an investment portfolio grow, right? The traditional way still works. But honestly, with this new way that we're moving, we may see not a collapse of that traditional method, but maybe a restructure of that traditional method. And now we see things like gold and Bitcoin and XRP and many cryptocurrencies that are on top, right? So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that's at the top of the description. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.